Yay! Hello!
Hello!
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Gavin Black, and I'm the author of Prop Partner.
Woo! First of all, how did you come up with the name for this lovely book?
So the idea is my magic system. It's about the balance of power. So they can take the energy from the dead and dying things and place into things that are growing. But then the opposite is true. So what happens is you have a community that's seen the negative. So they've seen people come through and burn their crops by using the energy by taking them out of their crops. So they give them a negative connotation called crop burners.
Wow!
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, do they burn the crops like to avoid like taking lives and things like that, or?
So there was a battle that went through between two armies, and they came through, and one army came through and basically burned the land behind them, so the other army wouldn't eat, right?
Oh, I see.
So then,
okay.
of course, the people that got hurt, of course, all the peasants and all the normal people, right?
Yeah.
So then what happens is you got a kid who now grows up in this society who sees this very negative connotation of what he can do and don't see the positive behind it.
I see. Wow! Oh my goodness! And now the story is following this boy, or
Following this boy,
Uh-huh.
and then him trying to find his way in the world.
Okay.
In interaction with him and his dad trying to find a way to love a kid who has seen his dad killed by these people, right? And they're like, how do you love something when you've seen something like that does this, kill everything that you love so much in your life, right? And then his dad's also a teller of tales, so he tells tales in the tavern, and so I use that to kind of give the history of the world, the creation stories, and so then the son and the dad kind of start to bond by learning how to tell stories together and things, and like why stories are important.
That's amazing!
Yeah.
Aww. Now, this story, how long did it take you to develop it?
So my first draft took me a month, and then it took me about 4 years to I go out to people and let them read it, get feedback, and kind of tweak it around until I actually got a really solid story.
It's fantastic. And now this world that you've built within your mind, did this come from playing through TTRPGs or anything like that? Was this something that you've always wanted to tell?
It actually started as the magic system actually started as a board game.
Oh,
Yeah,
fun!
it was kind of like a chess-like board game is where the magic system was.
Okay.
And the more I played with it, the more I thought, this would be really cool for a book. But I didn't really know what to do with it, so we went to a Worldcon a few years ago, and I talked to some people and took some classes, and I was like, okay, this is where I want to go with it, and so I went that direction with it instead.
That's amazing! See, guys, we are inspired by the TTRPG space to create other mediums to tell our stories, and it's amazing! Is this your first book?
It is, and it's an amazing journey. Like my publisher has been amazing, helping me along the way. My editor was also amazing. He actually wrote me a letter after he edited and said it's one of the best books he's read.
Wow!
Yeah, so it kind of really blew me away from somebody that reads and edits for a living.
Yeah, that's a fantastic accolade to have. Just
Right?
oh my goodness. How exciting! I am so excited. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Especially for your very first book and everything, and getting so many positive reviews and whatnot. I am going to actually be reading this myself, so I'm very excited to pick up your book. Would you, or actually, what else has kind of inspired your journey to become a writer?
I think it's a lot of I grew up writing and reading all the time.
Right.
And so, you start to see, things that you like in stories and stuff. And so there was a kind of a spot about 4 years ago where I was couldn't find what I wanted to read. And so I was talking to some authors, and they said, if you can't find it, write it.
There you go.
So it's and then I also have always been somebody where you read a lot of fantasy, and there's always the white and black, right? There's really no gray.
Yes.
And I always never thought that was what real life was like.
Right.
So all of my characters in my story all live in the gray areas because that's where we all live.
Yes.
Right. And so it's up to the reader to decide who's good, who's bad, what is truth, you know, and how has that truth come through?
I like that. That's awesome. It's like I always enjoy more relatable characters, like where it's not just like hero versus villain type thing, and actually having like some sort of dynamicism, like and everything like that. So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to read this. Oh my gosh. Was there anyone that you would like to thank?
Gosh, my first person, of course, would be my wife. She is an English teacher, and she was my first editor. So as much as this is a collaboration of my mind, it's really a collaboration of the two of us, because if it wasn't for her, it wouldn't have gotten to where it's at now.
Awesome.
And then we have a great book club that we've around in Reno, Nevada, called Crick Hollow, and they were really kind to let me just throw this at them and give me feedback and stuff like that. So they're a great group as well. So yeah.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Is there anything else that you would like to share? Anything that you're working on currently, along with this, or anything like that?
Yeah, so I'm currently writing a children's story right now. I'm working with an artist to get the artwork done. It's kind of got a Twilight Zone type of vibe to it.
Oh, that's wonderful!
Yeah, called The Friend Exchange.
The Friend Exchange.
Yeah, it's about a kid who goes and gets in a fight with his friend, and then and tells his friend, "You're not my best friend anymore." So he goes to his dad, and his dad goes, "I'll take you to the Friend Exchange." So you take his friend down and exchange him, right? And so then he goes through and tries to find a new friend, and realizes at the end that his real friend is actually the friend in the very beginning, of course.
That's adorable! I love that so much. I really like kids' stories. I don't know why. I love that so much. It's amazing. Is there like an expected date for that, or is that just kind of like in development?
It's in so the book itself's pretty much done. It's in the hands of an illustrator right now. It's going through and illustrating it.
Right.
So we're hoping to have it out by the end of the year.
Yay! Yeah. Oh, that'd be wonderful. Like holiday season-ish.
Yes.
Fantastic. So yeah, look for the Friend Exchange here by our wonderful Gavin Black. And also check out his wonderful book, Crop Burner, as well. Is this available in stores? Do they buy online?
Yep, you can buy it at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and any of your local bookstores should be able to order it as well.
Yay! Awesome! Thank you so much, Gavin, for the impromptu interview. You've been wonderful.